headphones working now. So, okay, warning! The following live broadcast may contain loud, obnoxious, shrill, and alarming noises that might be considered disturbing, if not outright uncomfortable to listen to, especially if you are wearing your headphones. And that's only listening to me at the end of the Kickstarter. So I share my office space with an African gray parrot and 2 parakeets, and I have no control over their behavior while I am live streaming. Unlike my regular videos, where I have the opportunity to edit them out as best as I can, and eventually I'll make edited videos. Eventually. If you are sensitive to loud, surprising background noises, I recommend either not turning your volume up too loud or watching my edited pre-recorded videos instead. Viewer discretion is advised. And okay. Oh, awkward angle. So hello everybody. Welcome to another live stream, Wednesday live stream. The special Kickstarter countdown party. Because EGORAVEN is about to end in a couple of minutes. So let me do my intros really fast so we can get to the nitty gritty, right? Shall we? So hello everyone. Hi there. Welcome. My name is Daphne Lage and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing since 1992 because I have nowhere else to go. And I am known for the funny animal fantasy adventure Tall Tales, which this too shall be returning to Kickstarter in a couple of months with the 4th volume, but we'll talk about that later. But right now, I am known for my medieval fantasy soap opera EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn. Here we go. Oh, the screen is so crowded. Which is just ending its run on Kickstarter. So, yes. So you can read both my comics online at Tall Tales Online, Tails, and egoworks.com. Right up there, right there. And you can check out all my videos on how I make my comics on YouTube at Daphne Lage, Lage Art. And if you are watching this from regions beyond, from Facebook, from Twitter, or wherever else you find the link, come on over to YouTube. Join all my sexy people in the chat. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We are so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers. So I know that 80% of people who watch my channel do not subscribe. I don't know why that's the case. I don't know why. It's that simple. Just click the button and, let's make the algorithm gods happy. So without further ado, I'm going to switch over to the Kickstarter cam. Now, mind you, I haven't seen this since I checked it, since I posted up since I posted my updates earlier today. Really quick in the chat. So yes, hello Pops. Yes, I remember yes, it is a keyboard riff, not a guitar riff. If you're reading the my notes in the show notes. Yes, it is a keyboard riff. You are correct. I remember when the song was new. I don't know why I forgot that. So yeah, so thanks for coming over, Pops. Oh, hello, James. Hello. Welcome again. Oh, Miss Raina. Hello. Welcome. And oh, right. Okay. So yeah, I have a slightly different setup now. So of course I'm completely thrown off by it again. So like I said, I'm going to switch over to it's hitting 4 o'clock. I know that the campaign has 4 more minutes before it ends its 30-day run. And survey says, let's see what we got here. So okay, so Okay, so we have 4 minutes left to go on the campaign. You have 4 more minutes to pick up all of the variant covers, which I will be discontinuing after this campaign. All of the special covers. You have 4 more minutes to head on over to the Oswald Chronicles and also support both our campaigns so that actually, support this campaign. Then I think you can go over to Oswald anytime after that, as long as you support EGORAVEN. So you have 4 minutes to support EGORAVEN, and then go over to Oswald and support that campaign as well, so that you can get the 16-page short story as an exclusive PDF, which I am still currently working on. And don't forget to also check out Nightwolf. All the links are in the campaign itself, so you can go check that out. Actually, if I scroll down a bit here, the links are here. They go. So here are the links to the Oswald Chronicles, so you can get the PDF of the short story, and here is the link for Nightwolf, so that you can get the exclusive print if you support both of our campaigns. So everything is in the campaign. You have 3 more minutes to pick up the Jaden Lanning cover, which, I am so looking forward to printing this. I know the holofoil is going to be, as Sam would like to say, fire. So I'm looking forward to printing this variant cover. Also, you have 3 more minutes to pick up the individual issues for issues 1, 2, and 3, along with issue 4. Due to popular demand, I put up the individual issues as add-ons separately, so that if you're missing any issues, you can pick them up right now in this campaign, whichever ones you're missing. If you're missing all of them, so you can pick them up right now, or if you need extras to give out to friends. So and I just want to thank everybody that, look, I'm just as surprised as I'm probably the most surprised out of everybody. I thought we were gonna just barely make it, but no, thanks to everybody, we were able to unlock the 8-page story. So the copies of that are pledged in this campaign will have this 8-page story printed in it as a bonus. So thank you so much for everybody for getting us past the the 6K mark, so that we can get that. I was really looking forward to showing off that story, so I'm really glad that we'll be able to do that. So we have 102 seconds to go, so make your pledges now. That's really, we only had, it's not like we had 30 days to do it. So here we go. Like I said, I'm pretty floored by what I'm seeing right now. But we can get into that in a minute. So we can get into that. So we have, okay. 68 seconds to go on the campaign. So yeah, I don't even know. Honestly, it's like, look, it's been 30 days of every campaign is like this for me. It doesn't matter how many, I've stopped counting. It's like, I know I've done 20 something campaigns, and each one of them is just as nerve-wracking. So here we go. We're in the last minute of half minute, 30 seconds, 36 seconds to go. Oh boy. It's been a long, look, it even jumped while I wasn't looking. Look at that. Holy crap. So there we go. Another long 30 days ending in 20 seconds. Wow. Okay. Okay. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we go. We are officially done. 173 backers pledging $6,309 to issue 4 of EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn. I think we deserve a potato. There we go. So, wow, okay. Yeah, so yeah, that's kind of wild. That's kind of wild. Yes, thank you, Pops. Thank you. Yeah, I'm a little surprised by how this went. So let me yeah, like I said, I have what I did was I moved my main computer over so that I can finally hook up the cameras to that computer instead of the laptop. So yes, I am always going to have an awkward angle because this is the more powerful computer. It can handle the multiple cameras. So and you know, so I have the laptop to read the comments. So hopefully, so far it hasn't been choking on me like it was you before. So hold on, let me go back to that. I mean that's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. Oh hey Aria, there we go. So now let's see. Hey, welcome. Yes, so here we are at the end of all things. Like I said, it's been a interesting 30 days. It's always a learning experience for me, doing these campaigns. And honestly, I was really hoping. I mean, I knew that I was going to need like a Hail Mary pass at the end of it, but I really wasn't expecting to get that close to almost 6,500. We ended up at 63, which is close enough for me. You know, I mean, I was expecting this campaign to do something really obnoxious, like, you know, like it was either going to be like 5,095 or 6,002. That's what I was expecting it to do. And instead, we went past what I would consider kind of like a buffer zone, because you know how these things go, because it's like you lose a certain percentage of your pledges depending on, you know, people's credit cards and whatnot. So there's usually a small percent that pledges don't go through. So it's always nice if you have like a particular goal, you want to have that buffer beyond it just in case for those fallen pledges. But to tell you the truth, I haven't had that many problems with that, so I'm not expecting too much. But still though, it's a nice buffer to have, and I'm still a little floored by that. So yeah, so like I said, I just want to thank everybody who supported the campaign, who have obviously come back and want to continue this story along with me. And I'm like I said, I am just like really floored that that I am able to entertain you like this, that you're willing to put down you could have spent your money on anything, you know, and you decided to spend it on me. So it's like, hey Mike Jimmy, hey, thank you Aria. Thank you. You know, I definitely I gotta get you copies of my books somehow. I know that. So I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you after about getting your address separately, because it's like um, your your show was just too much fun to be on, to not to not reward it with a couple of books. So, and I think your postal system will allow like gifts through, right, without like those VAT taxes and things. So, well, I'll talk to you later about that. But um, so yeah, so I'm just I'm just a little floored. Oh, okay, yeah, that'd be cool too. That'd be cool. I'll put together a care package with your package, because I got stuff to send to you too. So not only just your stuff here. So yeah, we've got a whole thing going. So yeah. Um, so yeah, so I just want to thank everybody for all the support on my book. I had no idea when I launched issue one. I mean, like, I had no idea it would, it's like, it's the whole thing. It's like, oh, is anybody going to find, it's like, is my story stupid, or whatnot? It's like, are people going to, am I the only one who's going to enjoy this or whatnot? And obviously, that's not the case. The, the trajectory that I've been seeing on just these 4 issues have been humbling, I guess. I mean, it's like, like I said, I always say I do this for myself. um and then, if everyone wants to enjoy it with me, that's gravy. But it's a lot nicer when people will enjoy it with you. So so yeah, so that's I'm yeah. So I'm a little floored. Like I said, I'm still a little floored by the amount. I wasn't expecting. Oh, hey Joe. Hey Joe. Am I less stressed? No, no, absolutely not. Now it's the now I had the stress that came with the campaign, and now it's going to be the post campaign fulfillment phase stress. Right. But the thing is, though, that's not going to be as much, because I think I prepared a lot better this time. So, like, I have all the packing materials. I just got the boxes from Uline, so we're good with that. Now it's just getting all the files together, doing all the final counts on everything. So probably by the weekend, I'll be sending out files to where they have to go. So hopefully in about 2 weeks, I can get all the books back and start fulfilling. Yeah, no, absolutely. Now the real work starts. Yeah. And yeah, and it's like, and I saw your video with getting the plushies, right? And I can't believe you brought all those on a bike. You brought all those home on a bike. So yeah, that's yeah, the real work starts now. On this, but right. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly. Uh-huh. And yeah, so hopefully within 2 weeks, the first of the orders will start going out with that. So you know how I like to run efficient campaigns. So yeah, so again, I like to thank everybody who supported the campaign. Like I said, what do we got here? 173 backers. That's really trippy for me, because not only does it beat out, this campaign it completely blew past my previous campaign. So this is a record for me for a solo campaign. And this is, both in terms of the amount raised and the amount of backers that I received, and that are supporting, that have supported the campaign. And that means that new people are coming in. I have been seeing that. New people are coming in. New people want to read my book. Um, let's see. And let's see. This dedication to the work. Oh, right. Yeah. Well, oh yeah, because Mike Jimmy had to bring 2 boxes of plushies back from the post office on a bike. So yeah. So yeah. Wow. Wow. That would, you know what? I don't want to jinx anything. I don't want to, it would be nice. Let's just say that it would be nice. To get to, yeah, so, um, yeah, the end of these campaigns are always the same for me, aren't they? It's like, I just have to, um, I just have to mention too is that on top of everything that I just want to thank Meredith and Nita for helping me with this. They were helping me from the beginning with this with the campaign. Well, almost from the beginning. Because I know that Meredith was one of the first people that I contacted to review the first issue, and I think it kind of like started from there. And it's a little bittersweet that she's not here to see it, but I think Nita can make up for the both. So it's like, yeah, it's like I just want to thank them for kind of like, for walking me through a lot of places I probably wouldn't have gone because I just didn't know, and offering a lot of advice, and just, and just like, just like, oh, how about you do this? How about you do that? Or you really need to do this, or how about do that? And it's like, and I don't think that there was one thing they told me that it's like, oh, how about that I didn't do, that I didn't try at least once on a campaign. So, yeah. So, there we go. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it's like you guys' support is I couldn't do this without you guys either. That's really, that this is literally a group effort. Um, so yeah, so like I said, it's a little bittersweet, considering how much she did like the book. Meredith, how much she liked the book. But you know what? We just go on, and all I can do to honor that is, I guess, like, make every campaign better and better and better, because that's what she wanted. She wanted to make my campaign better, and get this book out for everybody to see. So yeah, so um oh yeah. The Gatorade. I probably should have a clip of that next time for the next campaign. One of the commercials or something. Yeah, it's like, exactly. I mean, they did a lot. It's like, on the front lines and in the back end. It's like, there's a lot that goes into running a campaign, and yeah, and I think that they were just, the both of them were just so instrumental in that. Yeah, so this is, to Meredith and Nita, thank you. Let me get off this train of thought before I have to, like, grab some tissues or something. So, yeah. So okay. So let's see. So where am I here? So, all right. So I guess, like, a little housekeeping before I go on. So, as so speaking of Nita, you can catch me and Nita on the Ragin 2 channel, where we have twice weekly vlogs on Mondays and Fridays to start and end your week. So of course, the next vlog is on Friday, and hopefully I'll actually remember that it's a Friday as opposed to on Monday where I thought it was Friday, because who can tell time anymore? So you can catch us Mondays and Fridays on the Ragin 2 channel, watching it's like you can catch us on these vlogs where we talk about everything, nothing, and all the bits in between, pretty much. And we sometimes we have interviews, and sometimes it's just an hour of everyone listening to me ramble. So 11 a.m. Mondays and Fridays on the Ragin 2. Catch us on the vlogs. As always, I still have my fan art clearance sale going on my website. Like I said, this is like the last of my stock that I have before we go to conventions again. And and once these are sold out, I'm not reprinting anything. So if you want to pick up some of my fanish stickers or postcards or buttons or even a sketchbook or two, this is a great way to finally pick them up before they're sold out. And Saturday, me and Nita are returning with another episode of House of Bob Drawing Night Stream. Saturday from 10 p.m. to midnight, this adult restricted live stream where I will be drawing artwork that's not necessarily appropriate for the day crowd. So this Saturday, join us in the chat where we will be Frankensteining a hostess for House of Bob. We have this theory, not this theory, but we feel the house needs a couple of hostesses. 5 of them, actually. So come on over in the chat, join us. We'll do like a nice little round robin and try to put some characters together with help from you. So join us 10 p.m. to midnight on Saturday, this coming Saturday, the 16th, on House of Bob. And as we reach the end of all things, again, I just want to thank everybody for their support for EGORAVEN. I couldn't have done this without you guys. I would just be printing one issue just for me, if it wasn't for you guys. So I just want to thank everybody. And if you're waiting for the next campaign, is going to be, for EGORAVEN specifically, is going to premiere August 22nd, 2022. This is going to be for Volume 1, the trade paperback, collecting issues 1 through 4. So that's going to be launching August 22nd. Mark your calendars. So if you're the type that prefers trade paperbacks to individual issues, I got you. Here it comes. Full color, trade paperback size, comic book size. I already have this thing proofed. It's beautiful. You guys know it. Some of you have already seen it. So join us. Mark your calendars for August 22nd. But before then, giving, we gotta give. We gotta give the our other people some love. So Tall Tales, Volume 4, the 4th volume of the Thieves' Quest story arc, which actually completes the story arc. That is going to be launching on June 13th, 2022 on Kickstarter. That's the next campaign. I'm working on those files right now. So I'm showing all my furry peeps love. We're bringing Tall Tales back. So it's going to be for Volume 4, but the campaign will also have Volumes 1 to 3. It's going to be for the entire 4-volume set if you missed the previous campaigns, because you know me, I work too hard on these books for anybody to miss out on anything. So mark your calendars. The next campaign, our next Kickstarter campaign, June 13th, Tall Tales, Thieves' Quest, volume 4. So there's always something running. It's why I'm tired all the time. So, so yeah, so that's what's going on. So that's kind of what's going on with let's see. So that's going on with housekeeping. So well, I don't know. I'm a little too I don't know. I'm a little too mellowed out by the campaign to probably do a rant today. So I don't know. I mean, you never know. You know, it depends on what comes up in the chat. Let's see. You just successfully completed a crowdfunding campaign. What will you do next? Yes, exactly. I'm going to send files to a printer, then take a nap. Although, what's funny is that I do have a Disney World vacation in the middle of the EGORAVEN campaign for Volume 1. So I'm going to see if I can do something interesting the week that I'm there. And kind of play that along with the campaign. So we'll see. We'll see. So you know what? Why not both? Take a nap and go to Disney World. Yep, that's a Saturday hype. House of Bob. So there we go. Yes, Saturday House of Bob. Like I said, let's build a hostess. Let's build a hostess together. Especially if you're in Europe and the UK, because the UK doesn't. I don't think the UK anyone in the UK considers themselves part of Europe in general. I think I've heard once they refer to, like, someone had made the joke that's like, oh, we're island people. So it's like, okay, all right. So yeah, that's I have to figure out a thing for European shipping. I'm going to talk to RJ at Critical Blast about that and see if I can get that sorted, so that I can finally get physical I can get physical product to Europe at a more reasonable rate than what I'm getting right now. Oh yeah, I was like, or you could talk to Mike Jimmy. So I was like, because that's the irony of it. Probably it'll be cheaper for me to send Mike Jimmy one giant ass box with everybody's orders in it than if I were to send out everybody's orders individually. I mean, that's the pisser of the whole thing of shipping. So yeah, I mean, in the end though, if we do this enough times, I'll probably just pay you in books. It's like, so you never have to support a campaign again. It's like, oh well, you're shipping all this other stuff for me, so here's all the books for the campaigns that you would have supported anyway. So there you go. Let's see. Yeah. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So yeah, let's see. Oh, if you want, it's like, yeah, it's like we're gonna just throw some. I think you have a show. I think at the same time, right? So yeah, Joe is going to have his. I think you have Rob Multari this Saturday, right? So if you want to watch a guy who creates werewolves, or do you want to stick with us and actually make a werewolf? You have a choice of two shows. So you can check out Joe on his channel, Desk of a Small Press Publisher. I think he's going to have Robert Multari on Saturday. The UK always talks about the continent. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Yeah, they always call it the continent. It's like, oh, we holidayed in the continent. It's like, what are you talking about? It's like, oh, let's see. Oh, okay. Oh, is it? All right. So yeah, it's Yeah, it's okay. So there we go. So yeah, so Desk of a Small Press Publisher, Rob Multari on Saturday night. So but you can always catch us on the replay. That's the thing. So okay, so I think we're kind of oh, okay, so here we go. So a hippo giraffe. You know what? It's like we're gonna find out. So I'm gonna save your options and throw them out there on the to see how the chat, because it's like, because how it's like, oh, okay, it's like, does everybody want to go with a vixen and a cat and and all that? It's like, I don't know, maybe the chat will want to mix it up a bit. So yeah, so why not? I'll definitely toss that out and see what kind of hostesses we get from that. So yeah, so okay, so I guess that's pretty much it for that. Again, like I said, I just want to thank everybody for supporting the EGORAVEN campaign. I really can't thank all of you enough for it. These campaigns just get better and better as we go along. And yeah, so I can only hope that I continue entertaining you, especially since we have an entire 15 issue series to get through. So yeah, we still have a bit. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the awkward turn to the other computer, and we're going to throw some love to some people, and then we're gonna get to work. So let's do that then. Okay, so because like I said, I don't think there's any way I can do this setup where I'm not making an awkward turn. So you know what? In the end, it's just something we all have to get used to, because it's like, it's like I've done this configuration so many times, and it's like it's always something. So you know what? It is what it is. So awkward turns it is. So here we go. I'll be right back. So yeah, and I have to get that thing too. That after these messages, we'll be right back. Right, like this.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the craze. If you are an independent, catch the craze. Making moves on your own, catch the craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the craze. Join the movement, catch the craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the craze.
Hello, comic book readers and collectors. My name is Randy Zimmerman, and I'm here to introduce you to the Fellowship of the Indies. The Fellowship is a group of creators that came together for a promising business deal that fell through. But don't worry, because what came from the deal were 9 spectacular comics from diverse genres and creators. All 9 books are printed and ready to go, along with metal bookmarks, retailer levels, and even month 2 books, which are being specially made for a short period. Just know that by pledging, you'll be getting 9 great comics, 32 pages of book, for the awesome price of $25 plus shipping. That's over 250 pages of incredible indie comics. So secure your copies today.
Hi everyone, Daphne Lage here. Join Nita Lanning and me on the Ragin' 2 the Vlogs show, where we talk about everything, nothing, and all the bits in between. Looking for hour-long conversations about indie comics, social media marketing, and crowdfunding, with the occasional rant and story time? Head on over to the Ragin' 2 channel on YouTube, Mondays through Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern to join in the chat.
Hit the button.
Okay, and we're back. So good night, Mike Jimmy. So he's going to bed. Yes. I know that in the show notes and even in the title of the vlog, which I might change later, I was talking about doing more traditional inking for that Oswald EGORAVEN crossover, but I've been just I've been just feeling like breaking out the Copics and doing some coloring instead. So this is what let's see, how's that gonna, okay, there we go. Okay, so for the trade paperback, for the volume 1 trade paperback for EGORAVEN, of course, being a trade paperback, there's only so much that I can do in terms of like specialty things that I could offer. And it's like with the individual issues, I can do sketch covers and that type of thing. But it's not really feasible to do that with a trade paperback. So I was thinking, okay, what could I offer on that campaign that would still kind of have a feel like getting a sketch cover, but it's not a sketch cover, obviously. So what I decided to do was sketch bookmarks. So what I did was I bought bookmark sleeves, and what I'm going to be offering on that campaign is the option for you to get a original sketch as a bookmark, because it's the trade paperback, right? So you need something to save your space, your place in the book. So these are the first of the bookmarks that I'm going to be offering on that campaign, and I was like, you know what, and I just felt like coloring. It's like I really didn't want to do more inking right now. It's like, you know what, it's like, how about a little something different for the people? So I'll be using my Copic markers. I have two. I have my set here, and I'm also going to supplement them with the Blick Studio markers. So I have a set of them here as well. So we're going to be using the brush markers to color these up. And for that, okay, so hardcover is something that I have been looking into. But the thing is, though, it is so, as a POD, it is ridiculously expensive. And for a book that size, I would rather wait until I did the full 15 issues so you get like a really, really thick book as a hardcover, then, you know, then doing it for a volume 1 instead. But never say never, because if for some bizarre reason, like that campaign does, like, that's the campaign that makes it to 10K for some reason, you know, we will consider it. A sketch dust cover, I mean, is an interesting concept, but I'm not sure, because it's not something that you can kind of store properly so that it doesn't get damaged. Although what I have seen though is people doing sketches on the inside, on the end papers instead. So you're getting a sketch on the inside. So I guess depending on how the campaign goes, if hardcover is something people really want, a hardcover trade, yeah, I'll consider doing the sketches on the inside of the book. Actually, I kind of remember doing that too when we first did the first Oswald hardcover. And I think I must have done like 27. That was the one. Yeah, I did 27 interior sketches, full color, the whole thing, for the hardcovers. So those are the only books that I did them to, was for that campaign. Yeah, no, yeah, I want that giant book too. That's yeah, that's something that I'm also looking into for doing to Tall Tales Thieves Quest, is bringing back the entire collection as one omnibus, you know, hardcover. So that's, yeah, so that's things that we're definitely yeah, it's like, well, that's okay, if I can raise 20 grand on that campaign, we can think about it. But what, it's like a dust jacket and a slipcase? Fancy man. So but for now, we'll just stick with sketch bookmarks for a trade paperback. So we'll do we'll stick with that for now. So yeah, but I'm thinking of doing a hardcover omnibus for Tall Tales Thieves Quest, considering that the 4 issues are pretty much done. So yeah, I would just have to price that out and just yeah. So how would so if I were to do a hardcover for Tall Tales, considering that is the next campaign, it's like I would be thinking of like offering it up as a level, because doing a hardcover for a book that large is expensive. I mean, it's like, unless we're selling like absolute units, you know, I mean, where it's like we have to print, like we're selling so many books, we have to print in China. It's like, what are we talking about? Like 3,000 books or something? Ugh. Just the thought of 3,000 of the space that 3,000 books would take up. But I mean, yeah, it's like I would think probably we would put up a level to try it, you know. But yeah, it's like, but on the level that I sell books at, I mean, we're talking about that one trade, which would have like 560 pages, would be maybe like a $60 book or something like that. It would range between 60 to 80, depending, you know, 60 to $80. So probably, you know what, it's like you don't know until you try it, right? So definitely, so yeah, so that maybe that'll be something that we'll try out on the next on the Tall Tales campaign to see what kind of response hardcover gets. Let's see. I say custom. Well, it's like, yeah, I know yeah, no, I mean, the thing is that we've seen people do some crazy stuff for their collections. I mean, if anything Kickstarter has done is that it's allowed people to literally make their fantasy books, but not in terms of fantasy, but in terms of like however they imagined their books to be, they're able to do that now. You know, hardcover and slip cases and dust jackets and you know, whatever, you know, it's like foil embossing and the gilded edges and satin ribbons and, you know, all sorts of really elaborate. I mean, what else did I see? I saw like die cut covers, and I mean, it's like really, it's like. So yeah, the options are there. It's just selling enough books to allow it to be an option. You know, or at least, you know, an option that is feasible to create. So yeah, so let's see. Yeah, so for the next campaign, so these will be these sketch bookmarks will be they're going to be random, like all the sketch covers and all that I've done so far. I think now with the audience growing as it is, doing custom commissions would be a little too I guess a little too much for me to handle, and you know, rather than just giving people random bookmarks or just random sketch covers or whatnot. We'll see. Actually, oh, this would probably, now that my headphones actually work, because since my last I know that on my last live stream, it turned out that for some reason my headphones weren't plugged in correctly, so I couldn't hear anything on my live stream. So this time, now I can finally, let's see. There we go. Excuse me. I can do the background music. Let's see. Okay. All right, it sounds okay. So it sounds pretty okay, you know. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I'm going to try to figure out the whole European shipping thing and try to make it less ridiculous. But yeah, but that's fine. I mean, you know, digital is fine. It's, you know, I don't hold, you know, it's like I offer it for that reason. So, but thank you for supporting the book anyway. You know, it's like I know shipping can be pretty onerous. Actually, foil cover I think is kind of like one of the easiest things. I mean, because I think what it is that you have to provide a template as to where the foil is supposed to go. like you literally have to like trace out the areas that you want the foil, and then you give that to them, and then they create, I guess, whatever mask or something that they do for the stamp. I don't know. There's different types of, like, there's like the foil stamping, and I think it is literally a stamp. But it's actually not that complicated. Not that I think. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. It's like it's kind of like silk screening. You know, it's, you just have to mark out. You give them the file and you mark out, I guess, on a separate layer, the areas that you want to have foil on, and then they use that. So also another thing too. So in this campaign, I know that I had said plenty of times that this was going to be the last campaign where I was going to do individual issues. Since I was making that announcement, I've actually had people contact me separately, and again, it's like, this is also something that Nita was like going, you know, I wanted to talk to you about that. On this campaign, I've had some people ask me if there was a way that they could just get individual issues instead of like buying it in a set. So they had wanted, like, they had missed the issue 3 campaign, and they just wanted to get the issue 4 and issue 3, and it's like, oh yeah. So I put up all the individual issues as add-ons. So if you had wanted to buy extras or whatnot, they were there. And then it's like, there was this whole thing about, you know, it's one thing to discontinue all the variant covers and the special covers. It's one thing to do that, but it's the consensus that I was getting was that it really wasn't a good idea to discontinue the regular individual issues. And after talking to the people who wanted to buy individual issues for this campaign, I see their point for that. You know, there are two different types. There are two markets, pretty much, or two different types of people who buy comics. It's like, there are people who will only buy individual issues, and there are people who will only buy trades. But there are also people that I've found out who they like having both. They like having the individual issues, you know, I guess like for the artwork on the cover, so that they have, you know, those individual issues. And then they have the trade to read when they put those individual issues away. And yeah, and I realized, you know, thinking about that it's like, you know, that's true. There really isn't a reason for me to alienate the middle part. You know, the people who want both, because why shouldn't they have both? So I decided, you know, based on all this information that that I've been getting, that yes, I will be discontinuing all the variants for issues 1 through 4. However, the standard issues 1 through 4 I will leave an open run, pretty much. So so anybody on any of the future campaigns, if they want to, if they're into collecting those regular issues of the previous issues, they'll be able to get them. And I don't know, I think that I was actually pretty pleased with realizing the result of that it's like, oh, okay, yeah, we could work with that. So then that way I always have issues, you know, whatever issues I have, you know, that's it. Like, it's just the regular issues. So if I ever go to conventions or that, you know, I always have them, you know, for the people who prefer that as opposed to buying a trade, you know. And it's kind of funny how it's like, also in some cases people would rather buy an individual issue than spend the money on the trade, which technically is a better value, but because of the higher price, it's a higher price point up front at once, where an individual issue, they can pick it up at a time. So that's, yeah, so that's what I am deciding to do for that. So for everyone who's into collecting the individual issues and are kind of like a little afraid that, yeah, I was going to kind of go hard with that and discontinue everything, okay, you guys won. It's okay. I got you. I will keep the regular issues available, always available. I just updated the campaign for the trade paperback to have them listed issues 1 through 4 as add-ons. Now, here's the thing though. So only the issue 4 that was pledged to this campaign that just ended, that's going to be the only print run with the extra 8-page story in it. So everybody who pledged to this campaign, you're going to get the version of issue 4 that has the 8-page story, because it was a campaign exclusive. So all other subsequent printings of issue 4 will not have that story in it. So that's how you're going to know the difference between the two. The one with the story is the one from Kickstarter. The one after that, any printings without it, is the one that's outside of the campaign. So at least that gives a little bit of exclusivity to it. You know, for everybody, you know, it's the reward for everybody supporting the Kickstarter. Let's see. Well, it's, oh, well, yeah, that's always with everything. I mean, it's kind of the reason why I haven't offered it. Because, yeah, it's doing foil is obviously more expensive than printing on hollow foil, because you are doing the bits and the bobs, and it's a special, it's kind of, like I said, it's kind of like silk screening, so they have to make a template for that. I mean, I'm not quite sure how it works, but, so yeah, so the expense is there, you know, if, you know, you wanted to do that, but that's like with any, like, really special. We read EGORAVEN #1 live on Reading Comics Rainbow. Oh my God, did you actually really read it out loud? Oh my goodness. Then oh. Maybe now it's like, oh, maybe I should put a pronunciation guide. Actually, I was putting one together, a little supplement for, I really should dig up that file. I was kind of like playing around with the idea of a supplement that has like a pronunciation guide, all the, you know, everything but a map. I know that I was on Critical Blast, and they were talking about the fact that that I don't have a map for my fantasy world, and I go, look, they just go places. They know where they're going. I don't have to know where they're going. Yeah, but did you really? Did you, I mean, you have to send. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to see this or not. Because, like I said, oh, you really needed a pronunciation guide. You know. But yeah. Also, the thing is too, is that if I hear people read it out loud, I might start editing it in my head. That it's like, oh, I should have changed it to this. I should have changed it to that. So I don't know if that might be a good idea for me. You know, I like to consider the book completed, the file completed. Well, I hope you guys had a good time if you really did that. You know, let's see. Let's see. Oh, okay. Well, you know, we'll talk. We'll talk. Oh, and look at that. I forgot that. Okay. You know, it's like Joe. It's like, you know, you've been one of my biggest supporters on this campaign. I think I can kind of finagle one for you. How about that? I think we can spare one. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, so that's so what else was going on? I don't know what else was going on. Yeah, I don't know. It's like it's just been, you know, I mean, everybody who's run a campaign, I mean, you know how it is, you know. It's like it's really like the longest and shortest 30 days simultaneously. Oh, okay, so all right, so you really did do that. Okay. Like I said, it's like you know what? Send me the link anyway. So you know, but yeah, but oh my goodness. Like I said, I'll probably just end up editing it in my head. You know, it's like, oh, that's like, oh, that would have been better worded that way, or this, that, and the other thing, you know. But yeah, it's yeah, but you know, you know, so yeah, so tomorrow it's just going to be like getting into the habit of not having that campaign to promote. Let's see. Right now I'm being mellow about this issue 7. No stress this 30 days. I mean, that's the that was the thing that I tried differently for this campaign, was doing the whole pre-launch thing, like really pushing pre-launch. And I'm not quite sure how I feeling about it, cause I think I started promoting it, like I kind of started promoting it in January, really building it up in February, and then launching in March. So that's why the campaign feels like it's a lot longer than it really is. Because up until the launch, I was promoting the launch page. And you know, JD always, you know, he could, it's like, oh, it's like, why bother? Why not do a 60-day campaign? At least if you're promoting, you're actually getting money. It's like, oh, and here's the thing, like I guess like with a pre-launch page, it's easy to be kind of like you said, mellow with it. You know, it's like, oh, you're just sending people to a pre-launch page. It's like, you know, as opposed to when your campaign finally launches and it's like, it's just hammering. And it, you know, and it's really like a different overall vibe in promotion. And yeah, so no, I couldn't imagine doing a 60-day campaign. I don't know how people do that. It's that's just way too much for me. It's like it literally gets to a point where it's like I got other things to do, not just this campaign. So that's why I don't do a 60-day campaign, and that's why the pre-launch phase doesn't exactly feel like a campaign. So no, I'm not doing a campaign, a 60-day campaign. But I can see, I can see why he thinks it's a waste of time. But the thing is, though, is that you want to pre-launch because, especially on Kickstarter, the algorithm really, I guess, like, picks up on how well your campaign opens. It's like the stock market, it's like the bell rings and then it's a frenzy, right? And the algorithm picks up on that frenzy. So, because technically the bigger the frenzy, the more popular the algorithm believes your campaign to be, and then it'll push your campaign out. So it's to your benefit on Kickstarter to do a heavy pre-launch promotion. But yeah, I can see why he thinks that's issue. Let's see. Pre-launch because you're trying to get new people to look your way, not necessarily for backing, right? Let's see. Right now, I'm at 28 following, and I'm not stressed. Right? Yeah. I mean, I tried not to get to me, but in the end, it's like I'm too much of a numbers whore for that, and I'm always like, watching, it's like, how do I get the numbers up? How do I get the numbers up? Like, how do I get more people? Like, okay, so like with this campaign, so since my second campaign, because I don't really count the first issue campaign because I was still trying to feel out the entire, I guess, system myself. But by the second issue, I kind of started seeing patterns. And that's when, with the third issue, I was like, okay, how do I get it up $1,000 extra? And that seemed to work. So whatever I did there, that worked. I was able to get, so between, so with issue 2, I was able to get like $1,000 more than what I made. No, issue 3, I was able to get $1,000 more than what I made on issue 2. And that's why with this campaign, I had, okay, how do I get that up an extra $1,000? So now, instead of like, okay, I know I can hit 5, can I hit 6? And obviously, I can hit a little bit more than 6. If it had done like the obnoxious number, like 60-20 or something, 60-02, 6,002 or something, 6,002. Then it's like, okay, I can barely squeak 6. But instead I made 6.3. So that tells me, so what that's telling me for issue 5, I should, the possibility is there that I should be able to get issue 5 to 75. Maybe, right? Yeah, that's what you, yeah. I mean, but that's what you always talk about, like always having separate revenue streams for everything. So you don't have to stress out so much about it. So what this campaign tells me is that now it's like, okay, when before I would have said, okay, can I make it to 7? Now I'm kind of thinking, can I make it to 75? Can I maybe squeak to 8? Closer to 8. So now it's just the trick of going through all the data, going through all the stuff that I thought, that I was doing on this campaign that was different. And kind of, and then it's like just trying to, I guess, put together that strategy. It's like, okay, so what do I have to do? Okay, I know that by doing X, Y, and Z, I was able to get it to the 63. Even though it still surprised me. Okay, it's like, I'm not saying that I planned this out, because you know how it is. The best laid plans are not necessarily the best plans to get laid, right? So that's, so yeah, so so at the end of every campaign, it's like, that's like, okay, so how do I send it to the next level on the next campaign? And that's why I think that every campaign for me is always so I never not get stressed over it. I guess that that it always feels like the first time, because each time I'm trying something new and I'm trying to see whether that new thing will work, right? Let's see. Let's say I'm more like I can get to 100 backers. Then what I need to do? Okay, so backers is your is what you, okay, so backers, I keep hearing that too, that I'm kind of fussing over the wrong numbers. But the thing is, though, is that what this campaign also showed me was that I did have more backers. So I beat out my previous campaign in backers and in amount and in money raised. And yeah, technically it's the backers that are more important, because those are the people, those yeah, they're the ones actually reading your book. I mean, especially if they're going to come back, especially if they're coming back, then that means that they're interested in your book as what it is. Like, this is a book that entertains them. Which, yeah, you're right. It's like, that's what we want. We want people who will spend money on us. Yeah, they'll spend money on us, but it's obvious that they love what we do. It's like it's like, oh, well, I like you as a person. It's like, well, that's nice, but do you enjoy what I do? Do you enjoy what I put out? Because technically, in the end, that's kind of what's more important to me. But yeah, so I get told that I concentrate on the wrong numbers, but I don't know. It's like, I think that it has more to do with giving myself a goal to push towards. Like, can I get this? Can I, because what was the question on? Yeah, it was, well, I mean, I guess it's just a variation of what you just said, that it's like, would you rather have less people spend more money or more people buy your book at but spend less money? Which is funny because that's kind of like, I don't know, I keep thinking of Disney as the corporation, because that's kind of the chain of thought that they're having now, especially with the theme parks. That before it was about how do we get more people in the parks. Now it's about how do we get less people to spend more money in the parks. And I guess the logic behind that is that less people in the park technically translates to less maintenance on their part. If they can make the same money on less people, they don't have to worry about building more hotels, even though that's kind of what's happening anyway, but it's more the private, it's more like the private companies that also have hotels on Disney property that's doing that. That's besides the point, though. They would rather have less people spending more money than being affordable and attracting more people. And it's like, and yeah, so it's like, so that's kind of like what I'm when I look at these numbers, it's like, do I want more money on a campaign, or do I want more people buying into my campaign? And of course, I'm not running a theme park, it's like, that's, yeah. Oh, thank you, Joe. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to hear that you enjoy it in spite of it not being your thing technically, but that my story resonates enough that you're able to enjoy it anyway. That you're able to enjoy it. Period. Yeah, that's gonna be my earworm for the rest of the day. It's like, I'm probably, because it's like, I had Pops, tell me that it's like I put guitar riff when it was actually a keyboard riff, and it's like, well, it's like, what I mean. But but now I have that song just completely running in a loop in my head, and so yeah, I'm gonna have an earworm on that for the rest of the day. So I'm not running a theme park, so I don't have to worry about, so in the technically, I would rather more people spend less money, if that makes sense. I would rather like more people buy in on a lower tier, like say a catch-up level, or even just the individual issue. Like I would rather more people do that than like, I would rather 20 people do that than one person buy the $600 tier. I mean, because it also serves another purpose, because the thing with Kickstarter is that everyone gets charged at the end of the campaign. So you all know you're seeing this in your pledges throughout the entire campaign, which is very stressful. Because it's like, that's why I was concerned about when I hit like 6,012, and it's like, shit, if someone messes with their campaign, that's going to put me back under again. And then there's the whole question is like, do I still honor the stretch goal? And I would have. But but the thing is though, if 20 people buying a $50 level is going to have a less dramatic effect on your campaign if they keep, flipping and flopping on their pledges, then one person who buys that $600 level and then decides that maybe they should have gotten the $50 level instead. That's a huge drop. So in one shot, so, you know, we're stressed out enough as it is. So yeah, so it serves, so the backer count serves a lot of different things in terms of that. It helps mitigate those types of it helps mitigate the adjustments that are going to be inevitable no matter what you do on a campaign. Yeah, but I am actually so happy, on a side note, that I have everything now hooked up to my main computer, because that's where all the power is. You know, it's like my only regret with the main computer was not spending the extra money to soup it up even more. If I ever have to replace it, it's like I'm going to have like, okay, this is what I would go up to one point and say, okay, now give me, you know, more. You just go to the next level up. Because because the laptop that I was originally running everything on was just so choky, and I have nothing on this computer. Like I had wanted to keep this laptop as basic as possible so that I could run streams on it, but the two cameras, and I don't know, it's like it just got really choky, and I couldn't manage the Streamyard at the same time. Like it would just you have to finish your accountability sketch. You know, it's like, I know I haven't been commenting, but I do see when you put them up. So so make sure you finish your sketch. It's very important for any type of improvement that you want to do. The only way you're going, anybody, this is general art advice. I used to be the type of person who wasn't into sketching or sketchbooks. I think it was more of a fear of drawing in public and just having a sketchbook in general that kept me from doing that, and it was to my detriment. Because ever since, you know, for the past 2 years, I've been doing nothing but keeping sketchbooks, and I can't tell you just how, I guess, thrilled I am personally as to how much improvement I've seen just in doing sketches for 2 years. Like I've never filled up a sketchbook before, and this was literally the first time I filled up a sketchbook. I've never done that before. And then it's like realizing that how whatever skills I was building in the sketchbook translated so easily onto a page. And now it's like, okay, what you know, it's like you get a sketchbook, and it's like, okay, your first drawing, you break that thing in, right? By the time you get to page 200, you should be able to outdraw that first sketch in your book. It's the whole, you know, the whole 10,000 hours thing, the Malcolm Gladwell. I mean, which technically is a misinterpretation of the data, however you want to say it. It isn't just 10,000 hours that you need. It's 10,000 hours of very deliberate practice. That's where the mastery comes from. It's not, because what you're doing, you're not just like, there was this challenge a couple of years ago, where this girl that I was watching on YouTube, that she decided to do this sketchbook challenge where it's like you're supposed to do a sketch a day or something. You fill up a page in a sketchbook every day for like 300 days or something. Or no, it was like I don't remember. It was like it was like because it was a rather sizable sketchbook. So yeah, so it got to a point where all she was doing was just putting in like just like, oh, here's stick figures. Like there was no deliberate practice in her in and it was the most infuriating thing. I mean, I swear to God, it's like, not to be catty, but I'm gonna be catty. It's not that I felt that she was that skilled of an artist to begin with, but the thing is though, is that she was wasting her time by not doing any deliberate practice, by treating filling up this book as a challenge and not actually a personal improvement goal. Like she was just like she was more concerned about the challenge, about completing the challenge rather than the spirit of the challenge, which was doing the deliberate practice every day. So even if she missed the deadline on the challenge, if she was doing deliberate practice, in the end it wouldn't matter because she's improving her work. But that's not what she was doing. So it was, yeah, I think I unsubscribed soon after that because I was just like going, okay, this is obviously somebody who's, you know, who kind of like lucked out on being on YouTube early enough and was able to like ride the wave of monetization, and combined with a rather young audience, an unsophisticated audience, that she didn't need to improve her artwork to make money on, you know, you know, and it was just like, it was, you know, that I had originally, like, she was like I kept confusing her as an artist on YouTube, when really what she was a YouTuber who did art. And once I made that distinction, I realized that I had to stop watching her. That it's like, you know, it's not a good habit to pick up at all. It's really, no, it's like all she was doing was projecting really bad habits. And it's like, you know what? You know what? I really do need to look for more professional people online. You know, like more on YouTube to watch. Because that wasn't it wasn't a good look. It wasn't a good look. Although what I did learn, the takeaway that I got from her, not that it was completely useless watching her, but the takeaway that I got from watching her videos was, in the end, how important having a presence online on YouTube was. We kind of touched a bit on it on the Monday vlog, where every YouTube video is like a commercial for you. Even this is technically, like, I don't know if you look at it like an infomercial for me, I guess. You know? Okay, at least I'm seeing that my thinking on composition getting better with the accountability still doesn't help with the mental anxiety of being the D-grade artist. Okay, I have to admit, Joe, it really, really does break my heart when you say that. Because everything can be improved. You can you can improve your artwork. Nobody comes out of, you know, nobody is, you know, Venus, no, Athena. I think it was Athena from the head of Zeus, right? It was Athena. Nobody's that. And I mean, even I feel like I started late with my own artwork. Even though it was something I was always doing, I think like the actual serious study came really late. And even then, I feel like I've made my biggest strides in the past 2 years. And are there artists better than me? Absolutely. There's always going to be artists better than me, better than you, better, you know. But in the end, it's like, as long as we're putting in the work to improve ourselves, to work on our craft, to do that sketch a day, you know, I mean, like even you said, you're seeing the improvements. That's, people suck. That's really, I mean, it's like, people suck. I'm pretty sure there's people right now watching this video going, what the fuck is this shit? How did she raise $6,000 with that garbage? You know, I'm positive there's somebody saying that. There's somebody watching this right now, and it's like this, you know, oh, it's like I'm the D-grade artist. You know, compared to who, I don't, you know, it's like, it depends on, if they're comparing me to Jim Lee, sure. It's like, okay, you know, I'll take that distinction. You know, but I think it's important that we don't do the work for them. You know, they want to tear us down, but that has to be their thing to do. That has nothing to do with me. Or you, or it's like their version of you, what they think of you is not your problem. You know, you have to focus on the work in front of you, the work that you're doing, the work you want to do, the work you love to do. You know, it's like, okay, you're not Arthur Adams, neither am I. You're not Jim Lee, neither am I. You know, but it doesn't mean that we can't do what we do anyway. You know, it's like I said, people suck. There's always going to be somebody saying you suck. You know, and I think it's important for us to be able to move past that. You know, and go, well, okay, but I'm doing my work anyway. I'm doing my book anyway. I'm doing my Kickstarters anyway. You know? I mean, yeah, it's kind of, yeah, it's a lot of mental pushing and pulling. You know, because the thing is though, yeah, it's like I'm saying this now, and then it's like, yeah, there's people that I see online, and I'm saying the same shit because in the end I'm an asshole. You know, it's like, I think, you know, it's there's certain things I can't, you know, I try to be, you know, but you know, we all have those moments, you know, like, again, it's like, why the fuck are they making that money? It's like, someone's doing that to me, I'm doing that to them, I'm doing that to somebody else, they're doing that to somebody else, you know, I mean, it's just a whole daisy chain. Like I said, it's like, take that out of your vocabulary. You know, don't call yourself that. I think Bruce Lee had a quote. There was a quote from Bruce Lee, I think, where he was talking about be very careful with what you tell yourself, because your body, your brain will believe it. And yet you should never put yourself down because of that. Because again, your body and your brain. I would have to. I'm pretty sure it's a Bruce Lee quote. I'm probably gonna have to find it just so I have it, you know. So, yeah, I mean, I think that will go. That will do just as well for you to remove that terminology from your vocabulary as sketching every day does. You know, because what would happen if you stopped thinking yourself as a D-list artist? That you just thought yourself as just an artist who's working. That it's like that you're just, you know, you're still sketching, you're still practicing, you're still, you know, what would happen? What would happen if that, you know, if you focus, what is it? That's a phrase that I keep seeing a lot lately. What you focus on is what you grow. Let's see. Okay, I'm guessing they're tired of being thick-skinned where I don't go off on them for not taking the route. Right. And then it's like, it's annoying at times. It's hard to be like water. Yeah, exactly. Thinking, yeah, there's right, yeah. I mean, it's like, yeah, and look, we've met those people too. And you see, and that's the funny thing that you have to also consider too, is that who's telling you that? Who's telling you, you know, who's telling you that story that they want you to repeat to yourself? Because especially lately, we've been seeing too many people who've accomplished nothing come out of the woodwork and have something to say to people who are doing the work. And those are not people worth listening to. It's like, if they want to say, you know, it's like if they're being helpful, that's different. You know, and I'm not talking about like, oh, tough love shit. It's like, no, I'm talking about, it's like, have you tried, you know, it's like, why don't you pick up, I don't know, Figure Drawing by Andrew Loomis. You know, it's like, have you tried that book? It's incredibly good with all the fundamentals of figure work. Actually, it really is a good book. If you don't have that book in your library, I highly recommend Figure Drawing for All It's Worth by Andrew Loomis. That seems to be kind of like a game changer book for me. But again, combined with the constant practice, you know, because he has like these little tricks with perspective, putting figures in perspective that I'm finding. It's like, holy crap, this works. You know, it's like, because, you know, perspective is kind of like my, you know, it's a tough, it's kind of like a weird thing to master. And, you know, and I struggle with it. So anything that helps me understand it better, even if it's just like a little, you know, a little hack, a little, you know, here's a little drawing hack, that's like gold to me, you know. And that's how I feel about the Andrew Loomis book. So honestly, if you don't have that book, I highly recommend it. Let me see if I can grab it here. Let's see. Yeah, this one. Let me put it here. So here we go. Figure Drawing for All It's Worth, Andrew Loomis. I cannot recommend this book enough. like I said, the way he breaks it down, and like I said, the little tricks that he does for putting figures in perspective, and especially, oh yeah, okay, so yeah, I mean, because the little tricks that he shows for perspective, yeah, and Jack Ham too. I mean, a lot of people, you know, they try to poo-poo these because, oh, they're so dated and whatnot. It's like, nah, but the information isn't dated. Okay, that's the thing. The foundation is never dated. So, so yeah, so that's yeah, so everybody else can get that book. In fact, if you go into for everybody watching, if you go into my videos, I do have a book, one of my playlists. I do have a book, not a book, a video about all the books. Like, you must own these books. So yeah, so that's a really interesting. It's in my Tools of the Trade playlist, and yeah, and I just do a video on all my like top favorite art books that you need to have in your collection. Let's see. So let me see here. Let's. Okay. Let's do. What I'm happy is that it's been so long since I inked these. As you can see, I inked these back in 2021. You know, last year. So the ink is like super. I'm still trying to color in a way where it won't like reactivate the ink. But so far it seems to be working pretty okay. So. Yeah, because sometimes if you're not careful, if the ink will reactivate and you'll get smears all over the place. The only thing that I'm not looking forward to doing is actually cutting that out and putting it in the sleeve for the bookmark. So yeah, so these sketches will be in a protective plastic sleeve, and it comes with a tassel, like a bookmark. It's like, you know, oh, look, I went with the whole theme. So yeah, and it's like you know, so it's like it'll look nice if you hang it up or whatnot, or even, and you can still use it if that's what you want to do. But yeah, but Joe, make sure you get your accountability sketch done today. Make sure you do that, because yeah, like just going back to the thing, I cannot stress enough how much I felt my my artwork really like grew just by doing a sketchbook, just by like really concentrating. And here's the funny thing too, with the sketchbooks, the way I approach them is that they're sketches. Even if I ink them in, they're still sketches, and I'm not looking to make anything perfect in the sketchbook. So what that does is that I think it helps free my thinking process as to getting the, it's like I'm not fussing. You see, because the idea is to sketch, and like I said, watch your wrist, man. Watch your wrist. Sketch loosely and just like build, you know, like you're just building, you know, in the sketchbook. You're sketching. You're not doing finished work. And if it's wrong, it's wrong. It's like I said, you don't fuss with it. It's like you fix it. It's like, okay, if you know, see, and that's the thing too. You look at the sketch, after you're done, you look at the sketch and you go, okay, this, and this. Okay, I see my things here. And then what you do is you keep those in mind on the next sketch. And then in the next sketch, and the next sketch, and the next sketch. And before you know it, all of a sudden, you know, you're building that consistency where it's like, oh, okay, so now it's like you're doing that all the time now. Now it's like, you know, you're just seeing it just build, you know, and just improve. You see the improvement build from that. Let's see. It's a little too dark. Actually, this I might need a blunt. Yeah, I need a blunt. Is it in the end though? I know that I was supposed to do a video series on which are the best markers to work with, and even though, like, you know, it's like, yeah, everyone, it's like, oh, you know, it's like, is this marker better, this marker better, this, the real answer to that is that all of them should be in your collection, pretty much, because every marker does a different thing. And you know, they just like do certain, like they either blend differently or, you know, you get different textures out of them. You know, so yeah, so my collection has like, I mostly work with Copics, with the Blick studio markers, and with Prismacolors, because they just do different things depending on what you need. Oh, so the whole point is that, you know, you want to do the sketches, like, but you kind of like don't want to be stressed out by them. You know, it's like you just, if like I said, if it's wrong, it's wrong. You fix it on the next one, and then you make sure you fix it on the next one, and then before you know it, you're doing it correctly. You know, right. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. Which marker is best? The ones that work for you. Exactly. Right. Yeah. Look, we've seen people who could do stuff with ballpoint pens. You know, in the end, it's like, yes, it's your skill level that affects the tool, not really the other way around. Although there is a benefit to using higher quality markers or whatnot, as opposed to like, you know, it's kind of like, you know, you buy, you know, like there's a difference that using like Staedtler watercolors are than if you use like the Michaels brand. You know, there's a difference in quality there that you benefit from, even as if you're oh yeah, that kind of reminds me. So yeah, that was something, yeah, so that was like the thing that I was there was it was from a tweet. Someone had said to stop using self-deprecating words in your I guess when you're posting or whatnot, that you know, and even to the point of don't call yourself an amateur artist. Because also what that does is that you're kind of like broadcasting to people inadvertently, even if you're being kind of like coy about it, it's like, oh yeah, I suck, I know. You're still kind of broadcasting to people that you shouldn't be taken seriously. And they were saying, it's like, don't play like that. It's like, if you take what you do seriously, then talk like it. Then speak about it like you are taking it seriously. It's like, it's like, you really do want to be careful with that type of talk. I mean, I fight that all the time. It's I fight that all the time. So this is pretty much, I think I'm kind of done with the marker portion of it. Let me see. I guess it's the blender. I think I just want that background to blend a little bit more. You see, this is where you really have to be careful with the ink, even if it's been sitting there for a while, because you start piling on more and more alcohol marker on it, and then actually this is the blender, which is pure alcohol, and that's when you're kind of like, you can risk really activating the ink and smearing ink where you don't want. That's why I'm kind of like avoiding going over the signature, because of that. I just want to kind of like fade out that. Okay, so now I'm gonna take, let me Poscas. Here they are. I'm gonna take, is this the fine liner? Yeah, this is the fine liner. So now I'm gonna take my Posca, which is a acrylic paint pen, which again, it's like just a whole bunch of things. It's just another tool in the toolbox. There is no, oh, you have to use this, or you have to use that. It's like, okay, so what are you doing and what do you need to do? Okay. Oh, did this one dry out already? I know I haven't used it in a while, so this one might be dry already. I'm gonna have to shake that up a bit. I don't remember using it. Oh, actually, I was using it a lot. I think that's why. Yeah, I think. Okay, yeah, I think what it is, that's why I had to break out this one. Cause let's see. Is this a fine liner? Let's see. Because I know I replaced everything because one of them dried out. That might be the dried out one. That. Okay, let's see. Okay. Usually they say it takes a while for these things to act. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, I was using the Japanese gel pens for a little bit, but they kept drying out really quickly on me. And what I found with the Poscas, which is also surprisingly a Japanese brand, you would think from the name it'd be Italian, right? That these are actually a lot better. I find them a lot smoother to use. They don't, right, and they don't dry out as quickly, and they just seem to be more reliable than the gel pens, honestly. So. Yeah, and the thing that I like about them too is that they're actual acrylic paint. So you can pretty much use them on any surface. Okay, and I think we're done with that one. Wow, it's like I actually made it to the end of a live stream and actually finished a piece. Okay, so there we have it. So there's the finished original art bookmark that one of I haven't decided if I'm going to limit them or whether I'm going to have it like an open edition, you know, and then like end up with like 30 something bookmarks to do. But I think if I do enough of them in advance, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. So we'll see. So when the EGORAVEN Volume 1 campaign launches, so we're going to have a sketch bookmark tier instead of a sketch cover tier for it. So this is going to be one of the bookmarks. I mean, I'm going to slowly finish off the rest of these. And and these are going to be the bookmarks that will be randomly added to your order if you order that level, the trade paperback with the sketch bookmark. So there we have it. So there we go. So we're already a little past 2 hours. And okay, let me just, I think we can stop that abruptly. We can stop the music abruptly, and we can just go here. And yeah, so there we have it. Another successful live stream, and especially another successful campaign for EGORAVEN. Again, I want to thank everybody who supported the campaign. And even if you couldn't financially support the campaign, I know you sent links out. I know you talked about it on social media. And sometimes that's just as good as buying the book. You know, it's like, because every little bit helps. And I really appreciate everybody who helps spread the word, including on top of pledging to the campaign. So, like I said, it's like I'm still very humbled by how it turned out, and it's like, and I really do hope that we can all enjoy this 15 issue series together to the to issue 15. So see how far we can make this grow, so thank you again for supporting my book. And Tall Tales is coming up next, and I hope that that's also another book too that you will also be interested in supporting as well. So on that note, so I'd like to thank everybody in the chat. Thank you for being here and spending time with me. It's like maybe you were drawing along too. Thank you for everybody watching. Like I said, if you are joining us from Facebook or from Twitter or from anywhere else that you're seeing this links, come on over to YouTube and make sure you subscribe to my channel. And I'm on this. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. We know that's a really tough hump to get over. So. So help a girl out and make the algorithm gods happy. Just like, subscribe, share out this video or any of my other videos. I have a whole library of videos, about making comics, doing art in general, speed paints, it's very, very heavily art related. So you'll find something on there. So on that note, if you want to see more of my artwork and learn more about me, you can head on over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, where you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites, but I mostly post to Facebook. If you want to see like regular you want to see my sketches, you can head on over to Facebook for that. And again, I do these live streams weekly on my channel on YouTube. Usually every Wednesday from 4 to 6. So you can join me there and next week as well. And if you can also read the first 5 issues of EGORAVEN, HEIR the First Unicorn in its original black and white format. If you're just hearing about it and you want to check it out, where you can also download the first issue in a 16-page sampler as well, if you want to try it out, because the color version is the remastered version that ends up on Kickstarter. So, but in the meantime, you can read the original 5 issues on my website. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a Lord of the Rings adventure, you can follow the link to Tall Tales, TAILsonline.com, and read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free. And then you can see if you want to pick it up as a lovely trade paperback in the next campaign. And while you're there, don't forget to sign up. Sign up in the links below. Sign up or at the website. You can sign up for my monthly newsletter, where not only do you get free comic PDFs for joining, you can try out Tall Tales. Also try out the Oswald Chronicles 2, another book that I am somewhat working on, in some way or another. It's like we're all like one big happy family here, kind of. And you can also get regular updates about all our current and upcoming crowdfunding campaigns. Like I said, it includes information about Tall Tales, about EGORAVEN, and about the Oswald Chronicles. So don't forget to do that as well. So on that note, again, I just want to thank everybody for joining me here today. You could have been watching anything else, but you were here with me instead. So thank you so much for that. And again, thank you so much for making this EGORAVEN issue 4 campaign my most successful campaign yet. And like I said, this is a group effort, and I really can't wait to see where this goes from here. So thank you again. And again, another awkward turn as I do, as I switch from one computer to another. But yeah, so on that note, thank you again, and I'll see you Friday with Nita at 11 a.m. on the Ragin' 2 network, and I'll see you on the next live stream next week. So thank you again. Bye.
Hear me. The Thorn Valley Plan is the aspiration of idiots and dreamers. We were just talking about you.
That's refreshing, Jenner. Usually you're screaming about us.